Hello my brothers and sisters, my name is Tim Heijen and I am a dragon witch and welcome in my bedroom. Here I do my most intense rituals for the dragon. Here I talk with the dragon, just the same as in the forest of course. But here I invent new rituals for the dragon, and that is how we should do it. Invent new rituals in the way how you feel it. We are not stuck into several, I don't know, written down rituals. That is not what dragons are. Every dragon is different, so they expect something different from you than that no one else could give them. So here I made my most intense rituals, a ritual that I really was, it helped me being closer to the dragon. And you know, I said this ritual so many times, but you have to understand what it did to me. This ritual that no one, I mean, I didn't seek it in front of books or in books. No, I just did it. I was led to it. And this ritual was so intense that I really recommend this. Recommend yourself this ritual. This the ritual that I call the sacrifice. But it's not really, of course, when you think about sacrifices, you think about giving your life away to some kind of a god. Well, no, imagine yourself giving yourself to Tiamat, or giving yourself to the dragon by your side, or giving yourself to the dragon that lives within you. That is a very strong ritual that you are trying to do. And what kind of a ritual is this? A ritual that you are vulnerable. And how can you be more vulnerable than to sit in front of your dragon altar the way how you want it? Of course, believe it or not, my dragon altar was actually not expensive, not at all. It was given to me, or maybe it was very cheap, or yeah, it was actually, yeah, it tells a story, and especially in the center of it, he saw it all, and this ritual as well. This ritual that I very much recommend. Of course, you do whatever you want. You do whatever your desires are in the Dragon's Path. Every dragon is different. Every dragon witch is different. And so are our dragon rituals. But here I just want to say, my brothers and sisters, if you have a dragon altar, I very much recommend a dragon altar. Sit in front of your dragon altar. Of course, if you can see it, I have a carpet now because of that ritual. A carpet of the dragon, if you can see it right, here it is, and there is just in front of my dragon altar. And here, you know, and because of this, because I did this ritual, I was actually very much led to it. And there was like a voice inside of my head, if I am ready, if I was ready for whatever was going on. I was in front of my dragon altar, and this piece here, this was my first piece. I was not even awakened at the moment that I saw him. But there was something about him. And every single time that I was led into a ritual, he observes me. It's like, and whenever you touch him, it seems like some kind of an electricity. Like he saw it all. 20 years of my entire path, he saw everything. And everything beside him is just telling a story. It's not empty. When you create a dragon altar, then don't let it be empty, let it tell a story, let it tell your story. A dragon altar is also not to be rich or to be filled with gold. It needs to be filled with you and your dragons. Everything that stands for you and your dragons. So in this ritual, the sacrifice, actually from that moment I became the property of the dragon. And I was, if you are afraid actually to give yourself to a god, then what is the point of loving that god? I love Tiamat. I would give my life to Tiamat. A Tiamat that no one in this entire world told me about, yet I could feel her very close by. And in this ritual, the sacrifice that I call it, this the sacrifice to your dragons. Not simply a dragons or unknown dragons. No, you give yourself to the dragons of your circle. How to do so? I was, from one moment to another, I was completely naked in front of the dragon altar. 20 years ago, 18 years ago. It was 18 years ago. And I didn't have this carpet yet, But I was laying down on the floor and completely vulnerable, and I said the words inside of my head, but also out loud, that everything that I own is also the property of the dragon. My soul, my body, my mind, everything is the dragon's. And I was serious. I was meaning every single breath that was coming out of my mouth. I meant it. And that is how you should do it. I was giving myself to the dragon. And I was waiting for the dragon. I was waiting, like, the more that I lay down on the floor, the more that it struck me that time was different. I was laying down the entire night, and I thought it was just a moment, like it was some kind of a dream. But no, I was really into a trance. And the more that I could understand it, sometimes that I wanted to stand up, I could not. The more that I could realize that the dragons were standing around me and holding me on the floor, because they need to know where the dragon spirit is. The dragon spirit is inside of your body. They know they have to find a way in. They have to find a way to awaken it, to find the dragon inside, and the dragon that needs to be awakened, that needs to be foaled, that needs to be touched by them. I was giving them my draconic self, and I was letting my human self sleep. And I was giving everything to them. Everything to Tiamat, everything to the dragon with me, and everything to the dragon that was inside that I needed to feel. At that moment, I didn't know about the dragon inside. At that moment, I barely knew about Tiamat, but I knew that there was something much more to it. Something stronger, something that I needed to discover. And that is also the beauty of the dragon's path, discovery. Every single time that you need this discovery. Of course, when other people see this, it's crazy. But that is what makes you a dragon, which you are experimenting with abilities of your draconic self. You are also being guided by your draconic self, guided by the dragons by your side. So in this way, a lot of people would say, how can you give yourself to something like this? Attachment is bad. Of course not. Attachment is great. It means that you have connection with a spirit that is very, very strong. In this case, you need to explore this. Explore your spirit. Explore what is attached to you and why they are attached to you. I mean, malevolent spirits don't attach, they drain and they stay, but they are not attached. When a dragon is attached to you, you need to explore it, what you are able to do, what you are capable of. So as I was laying down here, I mean, not here, it was in a different house, but I had this feeling that I was standing up on this and I was Tiamat's property. I mean, I was before, but now I knew it, I felt it. And that is what I recommend to you, my brothers and sisters. So lay down in front of your dragon altar and say what you need to say what you want to say. A lot of people say, so they pin you down on the floor, that is bad. No. It was a ritual. It was a ritual that we needed to do together. So what they are trying to do is to put my human self down so that I could stand up as one of them. And that is also what they try to do with you. Your dragons are trying to let your draconic self stand up. They want to see that. And that is what I wanted to find out in this ritual. Not so that they pin me down for no reason. No, when dragons do that, they want to let your dragon self be arising. It has to be rising from your human self. And that is not easy. That is not simple. Because we are born as humans. We are humans. We are humans with an ability that needs to be understood. At that night, at that morning, I understood so much more of our abilities and our draconic self. It's not just like, hey people, I'm a dragon. No, that is not what it's about. I'm very silent with this. I only talk to you, my brothers and sisters. Maybe I can help you with this. But if I can recommend a ritual to you, then go in front of your dragon altar, lay down If you want to be, then go naked, because the dragon needs to see your soul. The dragon needs to see everything about you, the way how you are born. Because dragons don't wear clothes, so why do you? I mean, that is the same thing. You just need to explore it together alongside with your dragons. Summon them and let them know that you are ready to be a dragon witch, or be the property of the dragon gods. That you are a child of the dragon gods, a child of the dragon, that you are ready to be called one of them. And of course, when I felt this energy was so intense, insanely intense, that it changed everything for me. And like I said, I was ready to deal with all of the darkness. I didn't care what kind of a gates that I was opening, but I was aiming to the dragon's gate. I was aiming for that. So that is what my dedication was back in the day. My dedication was so high, I didn't mind about demons and things like this. I just wanted to be with the dragon. Because sometimes it feels very alone here in this world as a dragon witch. But at that moment, once I was awakened, at a later, next to this ritual, later on this ritual, it feels like I was really, at that moment, it was a rebirth as a dragon witch. I knew much more than before. I had things that I wanted to say to others, but I couldn't stay silent after this. Later on, I created my Facebook page and YouTube page to let you understand that dragon witches are real, and dragons actually live inside of us, live around us. This world is not just made out of religions, that you have to follow something. No, here we follow our own self. We follow our instincts. And when we give ourselves to the dragon, it's not with death, it's with life. We are giving ourselves, and you have the mark of the dragon later on. So if you trust your dragons, and if you want to feel your dragons, lay down in front of your dragon altar and summon them, so that they can awaken your dragon spirit. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.